Hey there everyone, Luke here, and oh boy, after last week's awesome start to part 3, this week they just keep amping it up here. Like, it seems like the author was just waiting. Like, they were like, oh, okay, yeah, I know these last few chapters of part 2 aren't going to be like the best, but just wait, the best yet to come. And now I truly believe it. I truly believe we're in the best Witch Watch is going to have right now. But anyway, let's just dive right into it. This is chapter 226, titled The Seven Warlocks. And of course, we start off the chapter with them, obviously from the end of the last chapter, when them announcing, like, we're the Warlocks, we're gonna take on the world, we're gonna change the world for the better. And we have a lot of people, like, they're still watching this live stream. People have, like, heard Juna's real name there, and they're just there, like, just watching the live stream, thinking, like, what the hell is going on? We have various of them going, like, did he just say they have magic? They're floating there in mid-air. Like, wait, are they really Warlocks? Or, like, this has got to be CGI. Like, you obviously going to get those people that are going to be like, yeah, this is not real. This is obviously fake. It's obviously a ploy. Dory's probably still acting right now. He's not really real. He doesn't have real magic in that. But oh boy, the Warlocks, they had to make an impression to show, like, no, we mean business right now, and yeah, we will get to it as we go along with the chapter. So yeah, we have Mori going like, Warlocks, oh my god, it's starting, as Khan is there saying, like, this is the last thing I expected from them, was to show themselves in public. Because yeah, a lot of people, like, even though a lot of people that we've met in the series do know that witches exist, and by extension Warlocks, they weren't expected to, like, go full on public and announce, like, hey, we are Warlocks. Yes, witches have been around, and we're like, and we're part of that mentality. So yeah, you're going to be introduced to us because you guys are going to be our puppets in this whole war that we're going to be setting up. As they have to say, like, check out the chats. Those messages are flying, and yeah, it's no surprise that everyone's up in an uproar. Like, probably a lot of people are arguing, like, oh my god, these are real. Like, no, they're fake. What are you talking about? No, these are real. Like, obviously they are faking it. They are faking everything. As Keigo is saying, like, from what I can tell you, people are passing it off as some promo for one of Dory's new movies. Like, yeah, obviously thinking, like, oh, this is obviously acting on Dory's part and everything. Yeah, and we have, I don't know who's actually saying this, but they're like, yeah, of course, like, not everyone is going to believe that any of this is real, and real, and like, and Shikimiya knows this, as he orders Barney, one of the Warlocks that was in the Phantom Blaze arc, to demonstrate to them, like, oh yeah, they obviously don't know that we mean business, so we're gonna have to show them that, yeah, we mean business, and we are gonna bring it up in like one of the ways that we know how, by causing chaos and destruction, as we see her use her magic to basically blow up a building. Like, seriously, literally blow up a construction, a building that's under construction, that could potentially have had people working on it, being inside. So yeah, they're showing, like, right now, like, no, we mean business. We are gonna bring this to order. We're gonna bring this war into order, and to demonstrate that we are real. We do have magic. Look, check this out, as everyone who's watching the live stream, not everyone, like, but the main cast who was watching the live stream, like, holy crap, she just blew up a building. Like, really, they had to go with that. Was it a bomb? Is she the same demolition warlock that Pa and the others fought? Yeah, that's basically who she is. So they're putting on Flash's show to try and get people to believe, like, basically what I've said, like, yeah, they're trying to get people to believe them and be like, okay, yeah, no, you guys are real, you guys do have magic. So Mirio comes to the conclusion that the building was under construction, but it's the weekend, so hopefully there wasn't anyone on site. And then, as soon as literally Hibani just blows at this building, everyone is just like, oh my god, no, it's real. These warlocks are real. They've got magic. It's real. You just see everything happening at once, and Mirio and Keigo are just saying that a lot of people are posting videos of the building. Like, yeah, obviously, like, the second you see something like that happening, there's videos, like, people are going to have videos that are going to be like, yeah, well, let's just post this online to demonstrate, like, no, magic is real. The world of magic is real and everything. So they're starting to catch on that that it wasn't entirely fake. As Shikimiya announces to the whole live stream that they just wish to say hello, but they'll turn the world upside down. So enjoy your last fleeting moments as they end up disappearing. So yeah, really good way to set up the Warlocks as like legitimate threats. Like, get everyone on a live stream, be like, hey, we're Warlocks. You guys are gonna hear a name that you're not supposed to hear. You're gonna be cursed, and eventually when this curse does come to fruition, you guys are going to be under our control, and to demonstrate that we are not kidding and we are not fake, we're going to blow up something right now. Yeah, that cements these Warlocks as a legitimate threat that they are going to be in this in this saga, in this final part of the series. So as the live stream starts to settle down, we have Momo coming in, be like, probably like just gathering so many questions going through her head right now of what she's just actually witnessed, along with everyone else that's practically been a major character in the series. As she says, like, again, still can't pronounce Juru's real name. Like, so if someone can like literally try and help me pronounce this name, that would be swell. But yeah, so I'm just gonna call her Juru and say like, oh yeah, that's Juru's real name. So she's wondering like, are we cursed? Like, we're not, like, is everyone going by? Is everyone still the same? Like, everyone's still like, Mori, you alright? Keigo, you alright? Kon, you alright? And Mori's there like, we only know from what we heard from Mr. Kuna that my dad, Conscious Dad, and several others, they fought against the Warlocks, so they've been in this situation before where they've learned Juru's real name before and therefore been cursed in the process. So it seems like the effects don't kick in right away. Like, there has to be some sort of trigger, which again makes perfect sense, because if that was the case, why didn't you would think that the Warlocks would have just said like, oh, this is Juru's real name right now, and just go on everyone cursed, so that they had more of a chance to go after Nico, after the Witch of 1,000 Spells. But yeah, there has to be like certain steps that they have to take in order to get this curse to function. So yeah, Nico mentions that her mom told her about it when she was in Yusakuru, and they probably using it to make more Warlocks. Yeah, again, makes sense. This is what I said last week, that this is potentially what's going to happen, that maybe some of the characters, like obviously Kana and Jekyll, are probably going to be what most likely candidates are going to be turned into Warlocks. But obviously there needs to be like certain steps for this to take place, kind of like a ritual in a way, like a ritual, witchcraft ritual. As Nico's mom explains that hearing Juru's real true name does nothing by itself, which again makes perfect sense, because if they did that, like, this would be so much more easy for the Warlocks if all they had to do was just be like, oh, we just need to feel Juru's real name and then everyone's cursed. Okay, easy peasy lemon squeezy. But no, there has to be different ideas that go on here, as they continue to explain, like, the curse doesn't take effect until the moment she's revived, which obviously means that the Warlocks are going to be like really coming after Nico now, to like, we've got to get Juru revived so that we can get this whole army set up, and this whole cursed army of Warlocks. So yeah, more than likely, I'm 100% now that Nico is going to be taken over by Juru once she's revived. As they continue on saying, the sleeping witch is amongst them would wake. And this is what I'm saying about why I think Kana and Jekyll would be the most likely candidates to be turned to Warlocks. I think Kana, given the fact that she was able to create Shiki, like this Shikigami familiar from her bloodline, and just be able to be like a permanent character in the series, that just leads me to believe that Kana is one of the sleeping witches, and also Jekyll as well. Jekyll is a likely candidate to be a sleeping witch as well. Maybe some of the student council. The student council, I could definitely see being like sleeping witches as well. It's basically, she says here like the sleeping witches amongst them would wake, and I get the feeling that it's gonna be like various characters that we've seen throughout the series that are going to be like the ones that we're going to primarily focus on. There's going to be like a whole bunch of them, but I feel like the ones that we're probably going to focus on are the ones like, okay, who have had an impact on the series? Who would be like, okay, this is surprising, this is shocking, but at the same time not surprising that this happened. And like the student council, Kana, Jekyll, they're the ones that I feel like are the most likely candidates to be the ones that become the Warlocks that the cast are going to have to actually fight against. And it would make sense. And it would make sense as well. Like Nico having to take on Kana and Shiki, that would make sense. Like obviously Mirio having to take on Jekyll as well. That makes perfect sense as well. I could definitely see like these matchups actually coming on in my head. But they continue on and explain to Nico in a flashback by saying, put another way, it will forcibly awaken any latent magic power a person has and turns them into Warlocks. We believe about 1 in 30 normal human have at least a small amount of latent magic. So yeah, Nico mentions like, isn't that a lot? Yeah, considering the fact that they're in Japan, yeah, that's going to be a lot of people that are going to be turned into Warlocks. So and also like the author of the fictional series in Witchwatch, she might actually have latent magical powers as well. So that would be interesting. That would be an interesting matchup for Khan to take on as well, or maybe Nemu and Khan. Like some people are like, I'm just trying to picture like what the matchups will actually be like. That would be an interesting idea to talk about in the comments. Like, who do you think is going to be turned into Warlocks? Like, out of the whole secondary cast that we know, like, who are the most likely candidates to be turned into Warlocks? That's something that I will be interested to find out what people say. So continuing on, they continue to explain like the curse has strict requirements. It can't be spread easily. First, the listener must know that the name belongs to a Warlock. Then they must hear the name from someone with magic, a witch or warlock, and they must be scared in the process. And yeah, last chapter we did see Kana and Jekyll as one of the people who were actually watching the live stream. So yeah, that's 100%. I am 100% guaranteed that those two are going to be turned into Warlocks. Like, they've got latent magical powers in them, which would help explain so much about their abilities. Like, particularly Kana. That would explain so much about how she was able to create Shiki, and able to keep him as, like, a permanent character, like, a permanent being. That would be an interesting fight up to see, like, who if Nika would actually go up against her. And like I said, same thing with Jekyll, like, whether or not they're playing in this universe that that Mr. Hyde from Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde was a witch or a warlock, like, that remains to be seen. But yeah, I can definitely see that. I can definitely see Jekyll actually becoming like basically more like Mr. Hyde permanently as a warlock and having to go up against Mirio. That would be like one of the best matches. Or maybe Mio, Fran, and Rabuka all going up against Jekyll. Like, those three tag team against Jekyll. That would be an interesting. Oh my god! Oh, Fran. Let's throw Fran. Okay, Fran and Jekyll versus Mirio and Rabuka. A double whammy matchup going on there. That would be interesting if like Jekyll, Fran, and Kana are going to be turned into what, like, I'm 100% sure now those three are the ones. But yeah, I digress. Continuing on, like, they they say, so you see, simply saying her name to people won't work, as Momo reiterates this. so she gets the idea of that's why they did the live stream to like get a lot of people fearing on it. It was only a puppet show, but Dory's ability as an actor really pulled people into that girl story. But then they shook everyone up by blowing up a bill like to demonstrate like, oh my god, these guys are feared, we are scared of them. Oh my god, the curse is going to be taken over. Which I've got to say, like I said again, really effective plan from the Warlocks as effective villains here. And now they're going to be sharing that video and tagging nearly every single person in the whole country, possibly the world. The world is probably going to be knowing about this. Like, hey, Japan has witches. Hey, they have warlocks. Hey, these warlocks have come out and blown up a building and blown up a construction building. Like, oh my god, we are scared. Like, you can just imagine like them affecting the world. But no, I think it's just going to strictly stay in Japan, because if this was on a whole world global scale, then part 3 would probably go on for another like 300 chapters. And yeah, obviously we can't have that. So we can't have it going on for 300 chapters. I'd be happy with that, although at the same time wouldn't be happy with that if we got like a few pandering chapters, but I digress. Murray goes on to say, there were only a handful of them. I always wondered how they intended to take over the country or change the world like they claimed. Now I get it. This must be why they recruited Dory. Unless no, they turned they took a warlock and turned him into a celebrity, which that would make sense. Like they found Dory, they found like, hey, this guy has something going on with him. They discovered that he must have had some sort of magical powers. Told them Juru's real name, then got him scared, and that's what turned him into a warlock. That's I feel like what actually happened with Dory and how they got him on his side. They go on to say like later on like, oh let's see, do they say anything about Dory? Yeah, he could be a human. Like they mention it later on, but no, I think he is a warlock that just got his powers activated early because they went to him first, and then they were like, right, you're going to become a celebrity, and then when the time is right, you're going to get a lot of people watching this live stream. So yeah, they continue on and saying like, come to think of it, just how many of them are there? As Keigo says, oh, there were 7 on the stream. That those are probably their combat specialists, so they've got to rewatch it really quickly as they go through the lineup of the warlocks. Like, oh, that's Shikimi, the forest warlock. He can control plants. Like we know the most about him out of this whole group. Well, him and Dory and Hibani and there was the other one, Kokuru. Like those are the ones that we know the most about. So they go on to say like, oh, we can also say for sure that he's the one that's orchestrating Juru's revival. Yeah, obviously no shit, Sherlock. Like Shikimi is the one orchestrating it. Like he's the big bad of the series, the guy that you've got to take down before all this is over. So they question like, oh, who's the lady that blew up the building? And they go on and say that's probably the demolition warlock from Mr. Kuru's story, Hibani Susaki. So they go on and this is oh my god, no. Charmy going up, like I said, Charmy going up against Dory last week. That'll be a great matchup. I'm really looking forward to that one. Like, obviously that's going to happen. Like, Charmy's the one that's going to have to go up against Dory in this final war. As she says, what the heck is up with Dory? I've acted with him more than once, and my alert never went off. Yeah, that is a good point that Charmy does bring up here. But like I said, this could have happened no, it had to have happened like much sooner than that. Like at a time where it's like, okay, now the time is coming. We've got this, or maybe what it was that because they do mention here, then it's unlikely he's a warlock. He could just be a normal human, or maybe even a familiar. But what I think what went on here was that they were watching Dory, they were keeping an eye on him, and then they found out like, oh, he has some latent magical abilities. So when it came time for when Nico got back to her normal self, that's when they went to Dory and activated him first. Like they got him first, way after like Charmy had even So he acted with Tommy in those commercials and everything, and then after that, that's when they awoken Dory's warlock ability. So I do feel like Dory is a genuine warlock here. And they go on to say the other four look pretty powerful. Someone says, like, what you're so scared for? They're dressed up so that they look cool on camera, but no. Never underestimate people that dress up like that. So we have the one that's the smaller girl who they don't think looks very powerful, but I reckon she's going to be like the most powerful one. It's probably going to be like Futaba. Sorry, me and my Futaba from Mission Yosakura frame, where it's like, oh, the small one can't pack, but like, no, I'm expecting things from this one, because the small ones in anime and manga can whoop your ass. Like, that's the trope. That's like a genuine trope that you've got to go with. So they have someone else. They have one of the others who is dressed up like, definitely like he's playing a character, like obviously playing a demon, which again, Warlocks are kind of like demons in this series. And then you have the one who, I don't know what you would describe this guy. Is he like trying to be like a wrestler, like sumo style character? But he's gone so far overboard. And it's someone looks like they want to be in the post-apocalyptic film, kind of like going with like a Mad Max vibe. But then they mention like, what about the old man? Old man characters are always powerful, but they're like, no, it's just a regular man. Really, this is. I guess they really don't know that this is the same warlock that was part of the warlocks that fought their parents back in the day, along with Hibana. But they go on to say, I bet he's on the way home from the chiropractor. So everyone's just there just discussing this, like trying to strategize everything, and then you have Mori coming in and be like, will you guys just shut up? Like, this where's your sense of tension? The war is beginning right now. We don't have enough information, and we have no idea when or where the enemy could attack us, so we've all got to be on our guard. Everywhere we go, we've always got to stay at home as much as possible, and we've always got to make sure we look after Nico. And as soon as this happens, Nico's there like, Mori, I'm hungry. So can we just cut the tension and just go and get something to eat? So as they're all walking, which again makes sense, like they would all be walking around being like, okay, we've got to make sure we want to watch out for Warlocks. We've got to make sure that we've got to watch out for Warlocks. As they go on and say like, oh, with this much in the way of groceries, we won't need to go shopping for a while. And all of us going shopping together is fun. But yeah, Mori is like really tense right now. It's like, got to be on the edge. They could be anywhere. They could be anywhere to get Nico. As Nico says, it's okay, Mori. We're fine. I have my alerts. Even if a warlock comes within 200 yards, all my bodyguards are here right now. You'll be able to protect me right away. And literally, as soon as that happens, her alert goes off, and there's a warlock nearby, and she's just like, my alert went off, there's a warlock nearby, we're gonna be and they're all like, just like frozen, like, wait, where's the warlock? Where's it going? I don't see it, like, where is it? It's very close, it's right on top of you, everything. And it's like, flying maybe, no, up there, then where? And literally, from within the sewers, Kokoryu literally emerges, but instead of doing anything, he literally allows them to capture him. It's just there like, oh my god, he's there, let's get him! And they get him within seconds. So Khan questions like, who was the one who said old guys aren't always powerful? This guy practically let us capture him. So Mori starts questioning, but like, you did let us capture you, didn't you? Why? As Kokoryu says, like, I'll talk, I'll be brief. Let me join you. You have to stop Juru's resurrection, and that's where the chapter ends. So, wow, what a chapter. I mean, was it as good as last week's? Probably not, but oh my god, this is like, Part 3 is just like really up the ante for this series. Now, Kokoryu, can they trust him? Given everything that's happened? Personally, I wouldn't trust him. I wouldn't trust him with a 10-foot pole, because this guy, given what happened in the Phantom Blaze arc, I think this is an obvious trap, and I feel like they're all gonna be like on their edge of like, okay, seriously, what the hell? We've seen you on a live stream with that group, what they did, and now you want to join us? Yeah, I'm not buying it, but why he wants to stop Juru's resurrection plan, that's anyone's guess at this point. Well, obviously, if Juru's resurrected, Nico's going to be taken over, and we can't have that. But yeah, considering he wants to help stop Juru, like I'm not buying that for a second. I'm going to be watching him. To make sure to see, like, okay, when does he turn traitor? When did they fall? When did they like get too close to him? And when does he betray the group? Like, I'm going to be waiting for that. And I feel like a lot of them are going to be like, yeah, your office is going to betray us. Like, this is too convenient right now. But anyway, really awesome chapter. Really great build up on last week's chapter. And both of them together have just really upped the ante for part 3. Can't wait to see where all this goes. But anyway, guys, what did you think of this chapter? Let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. And this will be Lasherluke signing off. Later, guys.